Welcome to week 10 of Manifest Abundance. This is a 12-week series where we're taking metaphysical principles and applying it to the world of abundance. So, week 10, I'm excited about because I really could meditate on this topic and just get so many juicy insights every single time. The topic is creation. So, on episode 1 of this podcast, we started off with make a list of 100 things you want to manifest. And if you did that exercise, it was tough. It really is tricky. And if you haven't done it yet, do it. It's amazing to see how far we get, how we get stopped, and then what opens up after we kind of get rid of that place where we get stopped. It's like, okay, I got to do 100. So like we start tapping into areas that we forgot about, or one area you'll think of one thing and all of a sudden you'll get like 10 other ideas quickly. And it's a beautiful experience in the world of creation, because in that exercise, we're creating a list. So before I had you create a list, there was no list. It didn't exist. And then afterwards, you have a list of 100 things and it's now manifested. Boom. Creation. I love the idea that creation is actually right in front of us this whole time. The beautiful analogy that life and is abundant and it's always around us and we're created is because every time you look in the mirror, actually it's a reminder that you are a creation. Before you were born, you did not exist in this earth. You weren't here. And then you were created. And now there you are. And here I am. And yet we're so different. Like we each individually are a creation, like no two alike. Like it's such a beautiful analogy that's just right here. And what I love even more about that is look at how we've shifted and changed and transformed as a new creation every single day, year, month, minute, etc. Look back at your photos 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or like just keep going back. Look at if you have children, just seeing their ages and stages, and it's like creation is everywhere. And looking at it in terms of abundance is number one, we are it starts with us is what happens is we are the source of creation. So in the world of metaphysics, every single thing we would love to do is to look at it through the eyes and the lens of creation. As I get up in the morning, today is a new day. Every single thing that's happened in the past actually is not here. It's not here. Like it really is a brand new day. And what's in the way of seeing it is our mindset. So taking on that life is a creation, that we are source, and we ourselves are creation, it starts with intention. So we have our list of 100 things that we are manifesting, 100. That will get put into this existence by us because we said so and because we created it. And if it matters to us and we put energy towards it, that thing will be created. If along the way we get sidetracked, we get bumped, we get knocked off course, we maybe number 89 on the list, gets totally forgotten. Without that intention placed on the items, the momentum and drive for creation to manifest will be slowed down. So it comes down to what's in our forefront, what's important to you, if you have all of the possibilities in front of you, which are the ones that are going to manifest, or the ones that are going to be the most clear, the most in line with your energy. And we're talking ones that you might actually forget about. And then a year from now, you'll read and go, oh, wow, that one totally manifested. And I forgot about it. Fascinating. It's because we were in alignment with it. And so having that space where we can remember that we are constantly creating every morning, there's so much symbolism around us to remind us, and it's everywhere. So here's some examples. So like I said, you wake up in the morning, the sun rises. That's a great symbolism for remembering that today's a new day. The moon cycles down. We have moon phases that we can tap into. We have morning rituals that you may be practicing. So you wake up in the morning. Inside of our morning, if you have a morning routine, is just scan it. Is there parts of your morning where you're taking a moment to get connected and centered around your intentions, around it being this is a new day? The past is the past, the future is yet written. Today is the moment I have. Being really clear. Are you at source? Are you connected? Meditation is a beautiful place to practice. 5 minutes in the morning is all you need just to get yourself here and now. Visualization is another powerful tool. 5 minutes of visualization, connecting to your purpose, your why, what's important to you, what are you creating? Like just giving yourself that space allows for all of that energy to come back to you, and remember that it's coming from you, from source, out to the world. I have an amazing quote, but I'm going to pause the recording because I want to get the quote and then I'm going to read it. Okay, the quote is from Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he says, if I make the effort to sit down and design a new life, and I make it the most important thing, and I spend time every day feeding it like a gardener feeds seeds, I will produce fruit. I love that quote. I'm going to say it differently. If you make the effort to sit down and design a new life, and you make it the most important thing, and you spend time every day feeding it like a gardener feeds seeds, you will produce fruit. And I really love that quote because it illustrates intentionality, clarity, focus, and if you can hear it, that power that comes with saying, this is important to me, this matters to me, and taking time in the day and carving out time to say, this is what's important to me, is that birthplace of creation. Now, as we work through creating intention and really, creating clarity, getting our practice in, what is going to make creation manifest is intentional action. Inspired actions that align with our intentions is the vehicle that takes it from the non-physical, which is our dreams and thoughts and creation mode, out there creating a co-creation with the universe. How do we make it actually tangible in the earth, in the world? Is action, deliberate, intentional action. If a gardener plants a seed and they don't water it, the seed needs it to grow. And that is just like us. It needs action to be able to manifest. And how we know what actions to take is by that connecting to what it is we're manifesting and seeing the pull of inspiration. If you get overwhelmed and you are like, oh, I don't know where to go from here, that is the sign to pull inward, to go within, to take a moment, get clear with what you're creating, and then listen. Now, what does listening take? It takes an opening, it takes a stillness, and it takes a willingness to just be in that space of unknown for it to arise from a place of that arising and planting, like, oh my gosh, this is the best idea in the world. That's from out there. That's from the universe. That's co-creation doing its job. but we need to receive, we need to be open, and we need to just be in the space. Can we be with unknown for a bit? Take time, be still, and just wait. And all of a sudden, it just happens. And inside that happening is this beautiful space of, yes, this is what I need to do. And when we follow that guided pull of, I need to do this, the ease, the grace, the effortlessness is there. It's there because of source. Source pushes you. So you could feel that, like that intentional, like that inspired action is that boost. There's a fly on the screen. This is so funny. Okay. Just being with it. So going back to creation, what are you creating? And in the world of abundance, and having that this call, this topic is about abundance, is like being barrier free, getting that abundance means beyond. One of the most beautiful pieces of abundance that I think doesn't get as much credit is that where our intention lies. So if our intention to have something manifest is situated inside of our own lives, which there is nothing wrong with that at all. It could be, what is this intention for? So if this is intention is for me and me alone, that's one thing. If this intention is for me and an important group of people, family, friends, coworkers, a group, it's including more, that's another space. If this intention serves more than that, let's call it a community. There's a different intention. There's a different container for that. And then there's the world. So there's nothing wrong with any of them. But what I'm pointing to is the container that we're requesting the intention for allows for the energy from source to be bigger. So if this intention of yours is to serve a community, the energy from source will contain itself. It'll have that abundance for that community. So it's not to say that our own requests is less at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like the bigger the container, the bigger the source quest, and the bigger the pull, which is beautiful. The more we can have our intentions sit outside of us and in service of another community or the world, it's a different place to play. So I encourage people to just see, what intentions can I create for those around me, for a community that's important to me? And if we put that intention out into those communities and start speaking that intention to those communities, and really have that community be inspired by what we're creating, and then that causes movement and inspired action by them as well, we are in a whole new arena of abundance. So how everyone has their like comfort zone of playing in what arena they want to play in. I'm just encouraging you to poke at play inside of, like, what community matters to me? Is it a yoga community? Is it my my neighbors around me? Is it maybe you go to a certain group on a certain night of the week, and that group is important to you. Is there intentions you would love to see happen in those communities? Start thinking bigger and globally. Have the reach be further. Like, start to really see that the container we have is just the kind of the container that we were maybe born into, but also never maybe considered that our container could be bigger and we could reach further. And so talking about abundance means talking about abundance, like really servicing more than what we see. So with that, have an amazing week. And I would love to hear from you in the comments, like what community is important to you? What are you seeing for yourself? And how are your intentions starting to play out? Grab your list of 100. Let's see. Have you created anything yet? Has anything manifested yet? I'd love to hear from you. With that, have a great week. Take care.